Hi, welcome in. Jackie here with Goodie Stash. I'm sharing with you my very first foundation journal I've created. And I created this with the thought of not everyone who loves junk journaling or mixed media art wants to spend hours folding papers, sewing signatures, and binding the book. Um, Sometimes you just want to open the journal and start creating. And that's exactly why I've created this foundation journal. But this is merging my two passions, which is using all secondhand materials to create it, and it comes as a blank canvas for the artist and creator to just get started and make what they want with it. So it's intentionally left neutral, and this is what I'm calling my foundation journals. So if you've ever wanted to make a junk journal but wish someone else had already done all the groundwork, that's exactly what a foundation journal is. Now, I used all secondhand materials, but not everything is vintage on these, which I find freeing because I do have a lot of materials that aren't vintage, but sort of go very well with vintage. And this scrapbook paper is a good example that's creating the cover. And then this one is a hardcover, and this is what the bottom looks like. And then I did the 3 signatures sewn in with baker's twine. I like how that complemented the cover. And then every journal will be numbered, but of course when you design the interior, that will most likely be covered up. And then it has fabric on the spine. So I'll just go ahead and flip through. I like to use different weights and different textures. If you can see, there's a very subtle texture to that. This is cotton paper. It's made to look like parchment paper, but it has the look of parchment paper, but I don't know what exactly that's called. Of course, there's going to be blank pages, vintage ads. Maps, dictionary pages. Make that little portrait. So I glued this onto the dictionary page, but sometimes I will probably just print right onto those. And I did tuck something in here, but for the most part, anything that I've added will be removable. And of course you can expect, like, this is a vintage page merged with a vintage ledger page, and it has this natural imperfection. You can expect things like that with the vintage pages, but some of the pages that haven't been used, like this is watercolor paper, that will of course be completely blank. Another vintage map. I created a pocket there to put it in. And I like the idea of creating different. I will never have all of my pages uniform. So if that's something that bothers you, this would not be a good fit, because I never have all of my pages uniform. I don't know why. I really like that image. Little music sheet that flips out. So the weights of the papers in this one vary, and from like magazine to music sheet to graph paper, grid paper, certificate paper, cardstock, scrapbooking paper, all the way up to watercolor paper weight. I thought this was kind of funny. Look at the price of that house. Little pocket. More watercolor paper, dictionary. An older image of New York. Look at those cars. I like how the greenery is like growing on the building too. There you have it. A nice solid starting point, a decent amount of pages, lots of varying widths, all meant to be embellished and covered up and add your own flair to this foundation journal. So let me know what you think of this idea. I'm excited to introduce it to my shop, but I will probably be doing a few different variations on it. So when I make the next one, I'll be sure to show you. Okay, that is it for today. And until next time, keep creating, keep reusing beautiful things, and I'll see you in the next video.